you, more people will give so willingly to people like me.
Well, hello there. Now, I've talked a lot and I've interviewed a lot of people about women's rights. But how much have we discussed about men's rights? We haven't talked much at all. Men have rights as well as women, you know. And I have with me a very interesting gentleman who is a psychiatrist. His name is, I dare say, Professor. May I call you Professor?
You certainly may.
Thank you very much. Alex Sharah. Thank you for coming on the show. Alex, tell us about your concerns.
Joy, I've been a psychiatrist since 1972, and I've seen a distinct change in the clientele.
Have you?
I certainly have. And now I see many people who are affected by the Family Law Act, much more than when I started in 72. It wasn't there then. And what I'm seeing is a lot of sorrow in both camps, in the women and the men and the children particularly.
Really?
too. In fact, with the Family Law Act operating as it does, there are 50,000 children a year, I'm told, who are left with one parent. The effect
50,000?
50,000 a year. So this is a revolutionary tool to change and destroy society as we know it.
Yes.
Because it affects the children very adversely as well. That, when a couple are together and stay together and somehow or other work out their difficulties, and that's always a difficult business to do that. When they do that, though, even where they're a bit rocky, it's still better for the children.
Of course.
Unless it's intensely rocky.
Yeah.
You know, and in which case, there can be means to help one or the other, rather than have a disastrous separation and all the acrimony that goes on.
Oh,
with,
it's dreadful. It's the children that suffer, isn't it?
No, but so does the fathers and the mothers. I've never seen it when fathers shot judges, killed their family, or suicided at the rate they are. They're now suiciding. In 70s it was 2 to 1, now it's 4 to 1 or more.
Really?
Or more. Men are doing things now that they never did before as a result of the act of the Family Law Act. And the way the police operate too. The police are trained now, whereas before they ignored domestic issues.
Yes.
Now they come in on them and they have a set way of handling them. I had a friend who was beaten up by his wife with a rolling pin. He was covered in blood and he was broken his arm, but when the police come, he was handcuffed and taken away.
Oh, really?
I'm not saying that women are at fault or men are at fault. They've both got their problems, but goodness isn't all on one side or on the other. But the assumption seems to be that men aren't the good ones. And I'm not saying that men are always good. They're often very difficult people. But when a man marries, he marries and he's a man, he's got his faults. They're definitely going to come out. There should be mechanisms for dealing with that which aren't so destructive to the family or to the man himself. And the disastrous effect on men is seen by them behaving now in a way that they never behaved, throwing babies over bridges or sitting on a bridge, half a bridge, or killing their family or shooting judges. So something is wrong, and when so many men are failing at such a rate, then there's something wrong in the development of men in our society, and perhaps there's something wrong in the mentality of the women as well. So we should be looking at these rather than bringing in the sort of crude mechanism of handling it, which the family law court is, and
so
the police.
what can be done about it?
Well, I think the first thing we've got to do, Joy, is to raise awareness. The society we're in seems to be caught up in activities, in internet activities, worrying about the economy, global warming, if it's such a thing. Well, in so many ways in our society, the male man, and including the boy, is discriminated against, even in school. The school teachers are taught discriminatory ways in handling boys and girls, but often in a way which brings more censure on the boy than the girls, much more understanding to the girl. The same consideration should extend to men too. It shouldn't be like we've got it now, on the basis as if women are a persecuted minority. They're no longer that. They're a superior majority at the moment in so many areas.
Well, do you have any advice that you'd like to give to the government, the family court, to whoever you give advice to?
Well, it's not for me to know how to handle the law, Joy. This is a very sticky and difficult situation. I know that, and I acknowledge that very good people are trying to do something. But it has to be seen that up to now, the operation of the Family Law Act has not been to the advantage of our society. So something's not right. That first of all, that it's such a busy court. Why should that be the case? What's wrong with our society that there's this disintegration,
Yes.
that people can't relate to each other, that they don't even know that they marry without an awareness of what the marriage is all about.
Okay, well, let's hope we can make this society a little more aware of what's going on, and thank you very much for coming into Joy's World.
Thank you very much, Joy.
Thank you, Alex.
There ought to be more people like you